had 3.5 mil last night, and that barley looks healthier than it did before yesterday. Anyway, we just unloaded the digger. We're going to go and get a log that we left at the side of the road yesterday. Well, it fell over on the side of the road. We moved some of it, we didn't move it all. We'll go and get that and drop the mini digger off at the other yard. Andrew's emptied the drill. I'm guessing it had quite a bit of barley left in it. He's just going to give it a wash out now and the fern tank out. Rob's loaded the digger to drop off at Wellbrook because we've got a hedge to plant. Oscar, you can see, he's loading the bushes into the buggy. I'm getting the Merlot, put the grab on because we're going to lift some more logs to chip, bring back and chip on our way home. Someone tipped these yesterday. Well, they've obviously got root balls on, so we won't put them through the chipper. But equally, this hedge here is a bit gappy around Wellbrook, especially where we took the cherry picker through. So we'll be able to plant up the gaps now, trim the hedge proper, probably take a few branches off this apple tree or cherry tree or whatever it is, and then it'll make it a bit lighter in the garden. Just laid them out. They should fill the gap nicely. Trim that down. Should all blend in is the plan. Ended up unloading a wagon full of compost while I was out on the Merlot before we moved these trees. All the lads planted that hedge. Well, I've been unloading the compost. Rob and Oscar have replanted that hedge, so that's good. Should have brought a sign with us. Heavy plant crossing to get it. Rob's going to back up and we're going to go into this road end where it's wider to load this tree. Wasn't quite wide enough on the side there. Looks good with all the orange lights, doesn't it? Would you say it's a low loader or a plant trailer?
What's that? Well,
that's better now. It was in the ditch there, so it'd come down the other week in the bad wind. So we've tied it up. We did a bit of it yesterday, but there's so many people coming up and down this road at rush hour because we ended up later when the chipper jammed. So we just finished it off this morning. There's a little bit of a puddle here, but normally at hay time that's full of water, and this is where we came out yesterday with the chip. Just shows how dry it has been. There's a police car in the trees, and the lads thought it was the rural team, but theirs has a back on, so it wasn't. So I went to see if there's anything wrong, and it's just the airport security. Every so often they check the area just to check that no one's building any anti-aircraft batteries in any of the trees on the flight paths. It's quite mad, but at least it's good that they do it and keep their eye out in the area. John's just feeding it straight into the chipper now. Solis has loads of talents in selling this track car. Who wants to see how fast the tractor goes, but I don't know whether the speedo works unless it's driving itself. It's not, the needle's not moved yet. No, the speedo doesn't work unless it's driving itself. Must be driven off the gearbox, maybe. I wonder who's charged here with the bucket. Bent the end of that and lifted it out of its rails. I just ease it up slightly now, and then you'll have to boom out as you back up. No, you'll have to go higher, it's catching on the others. Try that now. No, it's not going to go unless you lifted it dead high. We'll have to let it get empty. Well, no, I think if you lift it too high, it'll bend it. We'll have to wait for it to get empty. This kind of time of year, you need to do a bit of gardening. So, with this tree fell over, I think it's essential to keep on top of stuff. Thought I might have lifted it out, but maybe it didn't. That's better. It's come out now. Yeah, it's blown over with the wind and was pushing the fence over. Fly up to Wellbrook now. I'm going to level some of the potholes before it rains at Brook House, and then also I'll up there as well if I need to load any fertiliser for Andrew, because he's gone putting some fert on the grass. It's got a little bit potholey down here, so I'm just planing it up a little bit. You can see, can you, the gaps under the bucket where there's low spots either side. Move this fly tipping out the gateway so that we can get down that track. Just put it on the edge. John's chipping again now. With it coming up, the sort of double bank holiday, we will obviously, we dry chip all the time because we can never get the throughput. So we're just making sure that we've got enough chip that we can be using for fuel as well. So he's fired the chipper back up, even though there's only a little bit coming today, just to keep on top of it, because he's got to pass Adam's yard at Rainhill, where we're going to be screening it tomorrow, because we've got to do some middings in the morning, and we're going to take the digger up the road because Richard's doing something in his garden and he's going to have some rubble, so we're swapping in the digger for the rubble, if that makes sense. Dave's going to pull the rubble out of his garden that he doesn't need, and then we're going to use it for making the yard thicker and stronger at Wellbrook. So I'm filming it from inside the brew room. The acoustics aren't right, but it's not as noisy as it would be if I was over there. And Dave the electrician has been, and he's put some extra sockets up there with USB, because we can put a telly up there to see the cameras on. This is what Ian's been messing with. I don't know whether he's done it or not. No, he's not. But we got the security cameras coming onto that TV through a Fire Stick, but then the Fire Stick, we couldn't type the password in. So he's got like a little, is it a Raspberry Pi computer to run the cameras? And we've put another sockets here so people can charge the phones, and then moved the kettle from under here to there, because we didn't want it wrecking underneath the cupboards. So we put another socket there. We basically didn't have enough sockets in the brew room, but we have now. And that was the only USB we had at the time. Well, now we've gone from none to 2, 4, 6 in here. And then he's been messing around as well, getting ready for the fire alarm for upstairs. And I think, if I go up, I think in my room, he's changed the sockets. No, he hasn't yet. Or has he? No, he's going to change them. Oh yeah, he has. He's changed that socket there. So I've got 2 USBs there as well. Need to get them up. Saw how they do it the other day in that farm shop, cafe, restaurant. So probably do something similar when I get a chance. Wet day job. Didn't turn out wet today. That's that barley. It's had 3.5 mil of rain. Sorry, 4 mil total in the last few days. And it has greened up. What was the mist back? Oh no, that's not. That's where it flooded, isn't it? And there's like a tide marker straw. The flooded patch has actually greened up a little bit. The day just seems to have disappeared on me. I've been on the phone because we've been looking at a replacement for the van that's a bit more practical and go off-road. It's getting quotes for finance on it so that I could get the payments as near to what the van was as possible. And George, who's done them in the past, Georgina, one of her quotes was £8,000 less over the term than what the garage quoted. A lot of money, that, isn't it? Needless to say, I was never going to finance it with the garage anyway, to be fair, because it was so expensive. But yeah, some people would go in there and do that, wouldn't they? Yeah, this week was supposed to be such a wet week, so we had big plans on moving everything completely into these offices, but in reality, we've not done much at all. It's cold again as well. Andrew's gone spreading fertiliser on the grassland. I've been loading him and levelled off them potholes and stuff like that. The rain that's coming tonight should nicely wash that in. Then if it stays wet and warm next week, we'll get some good growth on the grass as well, because before we know it, we'll blink and it'll be June time and we'll be wanting to get hay made. We actually, what are we in April now, aren't we? Middle of April nearly. Well, in two years ago, I think we made hay very end of May, best hay we've made. but normally it's June when we're making hay. Does anyone know what that bottle's for on the drill? Because it's full and it's not hitched up to a tractor, and it's made a wee on the floor. Is that it there? Oh, is that an air pipe? Where's it coming from? Yeah, it's like... I don't know what's caused that. The fan's up in there, isn't it? Must be some sort of like return for the fan, but Andrew's washed it all off. But yeah, it's dripping oil now, which is a bit annoying. Just spoke to Morgan and he said that it's the bypass valve or something. He did it a few weeks ago and it was some filing stuck in something, or a dodgy valve, and they come and sorted it. So whether it's done it again or it's just excess oil or something that's never found its way out, but now it's been cleaned off and it's upset it, I don't know. But yeah, this is still floating a bit, but tomorrow or the day after it should have got down enough to be able to lift it back into position. Still working anyway, but it's just not in the right place. Anyway, it's time to do the birthdays. There's quite a few today and already written on as well as I did it before. We've got Ben Senskell, I think it's pronounced, in New Zealand. He's the big 8-0. Caleb Forshaw is 15. John Ledingham is 13. Wendy Marwood's on there. We're up to £18,770 as well. Kevin Panther is 54. Ollie Wilson's 17. Richard Rainford's also on there, not far from here. And Martin Sotheby. And John has just chased the Amazon man to get his stuff that he keeps saying that we're not here. And we think we know why, because he keeps going in the office car park after hours. But yeah, John just spotted him out of the corner of his eye, so he's got his Amazon stuff. Oh, and Rob wanted another pair of gloves because the other ones were uncomfortable. Anyway, that is all for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. We're going to go and have a look as well tomorrow if the mustard's come up that was sown yesterday, because it's been warm and damp. Well, not that warm, but it's been damp and warmish. So we'll see if it has. And also, don't forget to get your hoodies before Easter.